Hi guys, Time Travel Reviews here, back with another review of a non-time travel movie. Yeah, kinda not living up to my name. Oh well, anyway. Now, you may know that I'm a big fan of J.J. Abrams, or at least a fan of J.J. Abrams. I'm not really a big fan of him. But at least, I like the first couple of seasons of, or the first two seasons of Lost, and I didn't mind Lost. No, actually, I didn't really like Lost, but I liked the first two seasons, and I ended up watching nearly every episode of Lost. And I'm still a fan of Fringe. That could go into smithereens, I don't know, but I really like Fringe as well. And I also really liked his Star Trek 2009 movie. And then a couple of months ago, I saw a trailer for Super 8. Well, I think when I was going to watch Source Code. That's right, yeah. So, Super 8. Now, this is a movie directed by J.J. Abrams, as you probably would have realized from what I was alluding to. I think it's written by him as well. I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure about that. I don't think so. Actually, I don't know. But anyway, so it was just released this month. I think sometime this month. There was actually only one session in the cinema that was in the morning, so I don't think it was a very popular movie. I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on this movie live. I haven't done actually one of these before, but I thought that because I actually have a pretty strong opinion on this movie, I thought I might as well do it live instead of having a script and trying to work things out. But expect a lot of ums and ahs because, you know, that's what I do. But anyway, alright, now, firstly I want to talk about the characters. Now, the story stars a whole lot of kids. It's kind of what this was kind of marketed as, and a lot of people said it was kind of like with E.T. I think that he was trying to make it like E.T. That's what I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to do. Is it as good as E.T.? Well, to be honest, I actually wasn't a big fan of E.T. I only saw it once, a couple of years ago, about 5 years ago, maybe more, probably 10 years ago, when I was little, and I found it kind of underwhelming. That's all I can say. I haven't seen it since, but I wasn't a very big fan of E.T. But, you know, I'm a good fan of J.J. Abrams, so I thought that, you know, this might be even a good movie, even if I wasn't a fan of E.T. And also, my movie tastes have changed in the last 10 years, so I thought that maybe if I did watch E.T. these days, I might like it a bit more. But anyway, so, is it like E.T.? I guess so. I don't know. What I found it to be more like was Donnie Darko. Now, the movie was set in 1979. Now, if you were around in 1979, it makes the movie a lot more instantly more watchable to you, because obviously you're going to feel a lot more nostalgic for the year. It's not a requirement for liking the movie, but it's something that probably will make you want to like the movie more if you were around in 1979. And I surely wasn't. I wasn't around 10 years before that. So, but anyway, and same as Donnie Darko, I think it's the same thing. If you're around in the 80s and you watch Donnie Darko, you'll probably feel a lot more nostalgic for watching that movie. But anyway, so it was really good how they represented 1979, even though I wasn't around there. It made me feel like, you know, this was 1979 and stuff. And I'm pretty sure there wasn't too many, I don't think there was too many problems with the year that it was in, there wasn't some object that wasn't supposed to be there. Pretty sure that they got it straight right. I mean, some problem with X-Men First Class I had was that it didn't feel too much like the 60s. A lot of people thought the same thing, but this one, it did actually feel like 1979. If there was some things that weren't supposed to be there, I didn't really pick up on it, and obviously I wasn't around then, so it makes it hard for me to do it. So, but anyway, yeah, so, yeah, the setting was good. Okay, so let's talk about the characters. So, the kids, yeah, I was talking about E.T. now. At the start of the movie, we learn that the kid's mother's dead, and this is basically kind of like a subplot. I don't know what's the best movie term. Basically a subplot for this movie that the kid's mother is dead, died, and he's sad, and yeah, and all that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, yeah, I'm making it sound very basic, I know. But anyway, so it tries to balance it around basically this kid's relationship with his father, and his relationship with the other kids, and also trying to balance it with the plot, which is about all the weird stuff happening stuff happening in the city. I'm not even sure what it was called. Yeah, I can't even remember what the city was called. I'll probably it'll probably just be like flashing up on the screen right now in white text or something. But anyway, so they try to balance these two things out with each other, and like I said, it does it pretty well. And it does make you like care about the kid's relationship with like his parents and stuff. So and like other kids and stuff. So I mean, I guess that does it well. I could say that the first half of the movie I found a lot better than the second half of the movie. The humor, there wasn't too much humor that I remember finding that hilarious. I think there was some bits in it that I found were kind of interesting, but it's more of a serious movie than humor. There's a bit of humor thrown in, but yeah, if you're not a fan of corny movies, then I can say that this movie is pretty damn corny. And I think it kind of realizes that it's a bit corny. I think it tried to be a bit corny, to be honest. If you watch the movie, you see what I'm talking about. But it doesn't really make fun of itself too much. I think it could have done that a little more. But anyway, the reveal of what the monster is. Or what's causing the events. I just spoil as a monster, but you know everyone knows it's a monster. You know it escapes from the train and everything. The real of it isn't that spectacular. Like it's not like it's a there's like a twist to why the monster's doing things or anything. I found the reason for all the things happening to be not very secure, or at least I didn't think that it was good enough. Especially as basically what they did is a whole lot of weird stuff has happening in the city, and then they try and explain it, and they don't do it very well. That's what I have to say about that. It wasn't enough to be extremely convincing to myself that why this stuff is happening in the city. The romance between the kids, I would say that it was forced. That's what I have to say, but it kind of knows it's forced. It's not one of the kind of movies which says, there's a girl and a guy, they don't like each other at the start, but you can tell that they're eventually going to like each other. It's one likes the other, and you can tell they're going to be together. It's just going to be just trying to get over the struggles of it. So I mean, it is forced, but it's not as forced as some other movies. Hint, source code. So yeah, but anyway, so J.J. Abrams, I say I like Star Trek 2009 a lot better. This got really good reviews. I think it's got over 90% in Rotten Tomatoes. So you might like it. I don't know if it's just that reviewers really like corny movies, but I'm not the kind of person who hates a movie because it's corny. But this movie was kind of corny, and what probably my biggest gripe with the movie is that the antagonist was more. It was more of a. It was more about the plot, about the antagonist really, and his relationship, more about the disappearance and stuff. I mean, it was more about how he's going to get over his problem with his mother dying, more than the actual disappearance and the whole mystery. Now, I wouldn't mind this. I wouldn't care so much, but I think that it should be more equal, or at least the plot about the mysteries in the city should have been town. I should be calling it a town or a city. It's not a city. But I think that should have been more prominent than the whole plot about the relationship and stuff like that. And because I cared about his relationship and stuff, but I cared maybe a bit more about the plot with the mysteries in the town. That was mainly what made the story. If there was no plot about mysteries, this could have been a plot just about this kid who goes on some journey and to try and get over his mother or something like that, and he eventually gets over his mother. But instead we have this plot about the town, and that's basically what the journey is. It seemed like there was just two kind of plots which tried to combine into each other, and we weren't supposed to know which one was the more important one. I mean, I think they try and hint that the plot about the mother is more important, but it really didn't seem too much like that to me. But anyway, so like it's kind of, he is more of a spectator to the plot about the town more than anything. He doesn't really help. He mainly we just get to see through his eyes what happens, what has been happening with the town, why, and how he's meant to fix it, and he doesn't even fix it. So basically, he doesn't actually help at all. With E.T., for example, it's him. He's helping to help the alien, while it's helping his relationship, and eventually helps the alien to help himself. In this one, it's more or less just him helping himself, but not necessarily helping the other plot of the town. He doesn't really tell anyone anything, as far as I remember, maybe a bit, but really not that much. And he wasn't the one who basically fixed the plot, the other plot. He fixed his own plot. But yeah, and the ending, kind of predictable. That's what I have to say. Yeah, and kind of, I could see that the symbolism there, but it was pretty predictable and pretty corny. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who hates things that are corny. I can respect some things, but when it's predictable like that, I don't know. But anyway, so what can I say about this? Like the setting, very, very nice. That's what I can say. The first half, the build up, very, very nice. I love the train scene. The train scene, that was great. It was probably one of the most like heart-thumping scenes that I've gone through in a movie in a long time. That's all I can say. It was very, very shocking. That's all I can say. Just like the whole explosions. Like most of the time, like explosion, I just cover my ears. But this time, like I was all into it. And I thought, oh, this is great. So the first half of the movie was great. It built up very well. Second half, it kind of got very cliche, corny, whatever to call it, and it didn't explain itself. And I think that J.J. Abrams, he likes doing this. Like with Lost, he did this. I joked with my friend like that the monster. It sounds a lot like the monster from Lost, and it ended up being a lot like the monster with Lost. Like with every. It's basically Lost in 2 hours. That's what I can say. Lost in 2 hours. So that's a way that there was much in common with Lost. Fringe, on the other hand, he built up the plot about the parallel universe, and he kind of went through of it and answered a lot of questions and a lot of things. So that's why I like Fringe a lot better than Lost. And Star Trek, it was basically completely different to anything else that he did. But I really like Star Trek, and one of my favourite movies of the last 5 years, I'd say, would be his 2009 version of Star Trek. So this, better than Lost, I'd say, and there were some good things about it. Like I liked the kids, the movie, and how they showed it in the credits. That was a very nice touch. I like the kids' relationship. I like how they try and make the movie. It wasn't a perfect. It wasn't totally good, and probably I'd give it around a 6.5, maybe a 7. Most people probably like it. Don't just listen to me. And as I'm saying, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. That's still good, but don't expect a really good movie with a lot of twists and turns or anything like that. It's not unpredictable. That's all I can say. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed this more like live kind of review kind of thing, and goodbye. Oh, I just want to mention one other thing, the lighting. Now, he used a lot of these flare effects things. I think that's what they're called, where they're kind of like all shiny in like these positions. I think he used a lot of them in Fringe too, but anyway, yeah, kind of strange. I don't know why the hell he decided to use them, but whatever. I didn't mind them too much, and they kind of feel kind of old, kind of like retro kind of thing. I think that's what he was trying to do. But there's this part, the strobe lights. I hate strobe lights. I hate strobe lights with a passion. Anything that uses strobe lights, I just want to kill, because I close my eyes when there's strobe lights on. I can't stand them. And I don't get seizures or anything, I just can't stand strobe lights. And he used strobe lights for a scene, so that just makes this movie drop about half a point. I just can't stand them, it makes the movie unwatchable. I don't care what the situation is, just don't use strobe lights, it's just terrible. But, except for Titanic, for some reason I didn't mind the strobe lights there. Actually, no, I hated them too. Okay, never mind. Anyway, that's all I have to say, but yeah, no strobe lights.